Hello! Welcome to the Choose Happy with Marie show. I am so glad you're here. Today's show is special. Why? Because there's going to be 10 shows in one. I'll be reviewing the top 10 episodes played since the start of the show, which was 8 months ago. If you're new to the show and feeling a bit overwhelmed by the number of episodes there is to listen to so far, let this episode guide you as a starting point. Come on in. It's time to binge listen on Choosing Happy. Hey girlfriend, do you want to connect back to yourself and what you really want for your life? Are you finally done with the limiting stories and fear that stands in your way? Is the negative talk so loud that it sabotages you and lowers your self-confidence? Hi, I'm Marie. For the majority of my life, I lived in negativity that was often labeled as depression. My breakthrough happened when I learned the power of choosing happy. This podcast will give you tangible ways to finally ditch the negativity, improve your self-esteem, and take action for what you really want for your life. No more guilt, no more people pleasing. Let's do this. We are choosing happy. Hi, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful summer so far. I'm really busy right now getting ready to go camping with my family. I'm really looking forward to being in nature and being together with my family. It's just a lot of work to get everything ready so that we don't forget everything, and I want to be here for you before I go. So I am squeezing this in and I am here. So I'm happy to be here with you, and I'm happy you're here too. So it's been about 8 months since I started the Choose Happy with Marie podcast. I can't believe it. There's 39 episodes recorded and shared with you. Like, wow. To think I almost didn't start the show. That's right. Limiting stories and fear stood in my way. So how? How did I move past it? Well, I answered that nudge, that nudge that I was referring to in a previous episode, that I was continually feeling that it just wouldn't go away. It was the feeling to share with others what worked for me so that others can have the opportunity to ditch the negativity too and live a happy life. 8 months later, my life has slightly changed. I do have this commitment in my life now, and my family has had to work around it to make sure that I deliver a weekly episode for you. That is my commitment to you. I have no regrets. Honestly, no regrets. And I wish this for you too, in whatever that looks like for you in living your life. In reflecting on the past 8 months, I wondered, what are the top episodes listened to? Well, that's what this episode is all about. If you're new to the show, or you've been here for a while, you may not have had the opportunity to listen to all of the episodes. If you have, good for you. Pat yourself on the back. Super proud of you. So today's episode will be the highlights of the top 10 episodes played and what you can get out of each episode. And there'll be links in the show notes so you can easily click and go on to the next episode. Let's get started. Are you ready? All right, let's dig in. The top 10 listened to episodes since the start of the show. It's not in any sequence of like the biggest to the less. It's the top episodes because I want to put them in sequential order, so just be a little easier for you to follow. So, a top episode that was played, and it makes sense, is the Choose Happy with Marie show trailer. Well, you have to listen to this one if you're new to the show because it's your official welcome message to the show, and it will give you an overview of what to expect from the show. So that's the very first episode when you look back into the history of the episodes. The next top listened to episode is titled You Are Worthy of Happiness. This episode is about feeling worthy. Do you feel worthy of feeling truly happy? That's a question that it really is at the core foundation of choosing happy. For the majority of my life, I didn't feel worthy due to limiting stories, past trauma, and survivor's guilt. In this episode, I talk about how we need to feel worthy of happiness first before we can feel truly happy. You'll also uncover the first affirmation on the Choose Happy journey in this episode. Use this affirmation daily to support you as you start choosing happy and living your everyday life. You are worthy of living a happy life. We all are. Regardless of what has happened in the past does not define your future life, only if you allow it to. The next episode number 24, do you want a Choose Happy morning? 3 toxic morning habits to stop today. This is part of the 2-part morning routine series. So this episode is about you've now chosen to choose happy living your life, and I really am proud of you. You know, it takes courage and vulnerability to say, you know what? I'm choosing happy. So now it's time to start ditching those bad habits that you may have in your morning routine. And in this episode, I address 3 bad habits that some of us have and give you suggestions on how to pivot from them. To change your life is to change your habits. So that's the first part of the morning routine series. The second part, which was also a top episode played, is the following episode number 25. Improve your morning routine with 3 healthy habits. And it had a bonus positive affirmation for supporting implementing new habits. In this episode, which is the second part of the morning routine series, with episode 24 being the first part of the series, I address 3 habits that can help fill our cup so that when you show up in your day, you are your best self. You've given to yourself before giving to others. In this episode, I also introduced you to the habits affirmation, the one that I authored for myself to help support me in implementing new habits from the Choose Happy affirmation card deck. The next episode played is number 26. There's it's continuing 24, 25, 26. And this one is called, What is one thing you can do in the next 3 months that will make you happy? This is part of the Q2 quarter 2 goals setting. Setting goals, this is something I'm introducing you to because I find that has been really key in helping me choose happy. Setting goals is key because when you have a goal, it sets a direction for you. It gives you a purpose when you wake up in the morning. And you're not in reactionary mode, just fulfilling everybody else's requests of you. And I invite you to look at goals not as negative, but as something positive. In this episode, I also reference the vision board exercise from episode number 3, Design Your Choose Happy Vision Board. And I share in this episode how one of my goals, and it was in my vision board, was to clean out my closet from black clothes. Not that there's anything wrong from the color black, but it is a trigger for me due to past trauma. And I didn't realize that was happening in my life. I was just wearing clothes with a black color because that's what you do, right? You know, it's easy to mix and match and all this kind of stuff, but I had no idea how it was affecting me. So one of my goals was to find the time and the courage to say, even if I have original tags on clothes, if they are the color black, they are leaving. So I donated a lot of clothes. So there's some happy people out there who love the color black. So I'm happy to do that. So take a listen to this episode if you could benefit from inspiration to honor what triggers you in your life and to do something about it, to replace it with things that fill you up instead of depleting you. The next episode that was played a lot was episode number 27. This one is about spring cleaning tips and a positive affirmation for decluttering your space. In this episode, I shared with you the positive affirmation that I use every year to give me motivation to do home cleaning. I don't know about you, but that's just another task on my life. I mean, I enjoy having a clean home, but I think you can relate with me that, wow, sometimes a little motivation can help. And music helps too, by the way. And you'll hear all about that in that episode. So it helped me to finally make decisions on clutter, this affirmation that I wrote, that, I try to deal with clutter every year because it's an ongoing process, as you know. And some of it carries forward to the next year, but I deal with some of it every time I declutter. In this episode, I also share with you the book that helped me set me free from being attached to items, like especially those that don't bring me joy. I never realized the power that, objects can have to us, but they can be very powerful. And also I share the top 3 tips I use to get the cleaning done. So if you struggle with motivation to get going on decluttering, take a listen to this episode. The next episode that was played a lot is episode number 28, titled, Are You Addicted to Negative Thinking? Sharing what I did and continue to do to break free from negativity. This one was a very popular episode, which is making me realize that there are too many of us addicted to negative thinking. Many of us just think negatively by just past programming. And we want to break free, but it just has such a hold on us that it just won't let go. It can be compared to as an addiction. And in that episode, I talk about that, not like other addictions, but a form of addiction that is hard to break. So in this episode, I'm talking about this addiction feeling, and I suggest ideas that may be helpful to you to break free from it if you are experiencing this. I'm also sharing in that episode with you the fine line that I walk every day to ensure that I don't get addicted to it again. And it is a fine line. I am always cognizant of not crossing it. Let this episode empower you to finally break free so that you can live a happy life. That's episode number 28. The next episode that was played lots, episode 29, titled 5 Choices You Can Make Every Day to Live a Happy and Fulfilling Life. And it had a bonus happiness affirmation. This one is about putting you back in the driver's seat. Do you sometimes feel like living your life is out of your control? Like other people are deciding your life? Maybe they are. In this episode, I'm reviewing 5 choices that are within our control that we can make every day to live a happy and fulfilling life. You have more power than you think you do. You just need to act on it. The next episode played a lot is episode number 30, Stop the Manipulation of Guilt Trips, How to Spot and Respond to a Guilt Trip. Do you get sucked into doing other things for others because you feel guilty? That if you don't help them with whatever they need help with, and often it's last minute, I'm not referring to helping our loved ones who genuinely need our help, our elderly parents, for example. I'm referring to people who can do whatever they are asking you to do just because they don't have time to do it or whatever other reason they give you. Unfortunately, we can't stop these people from asking you to do things. But what is within your control and my control, our power, is in our response to those requests. In this episode, I'm digging into what is guilt tripping. What is it? So that we can see it coming and change our response to them so that we don't get sucked into doing something that we don't want to do. It's beyond time for us to stop the guilt trips. The last episode that was played a lot, so this is part of the top 10 episodes played since the start of the show, is titled number 32, Stop Being Afraid of What Could Go Wrong and Focus on what could go right. And it had a bonus positive affirmation to add to your daily rotation. This episode was inspired by a quote from Tony Robbins that after I heard it in an interview, it transformed how I live my everyday life. His quote goes as follows: Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited of what could go right. This quote helped me in breaking free from negativity so that I could bring more positivity in my life. Thank you so much, Tony. He is one of my virtual gurus. He just has been life-changing for me in my entire life. If you're looking for practical ways to help you focus on all the things that can go right in your life, this episode will give you 3 things that you can do in your daily life. Well, that's it. That's the top 10 episodes played since the start of the podcast, which is October of last year. Now you have a few hours of binge listening that you can do whatever you're doing this summer. You're gardening, you're on the beach, you're at the cottage, on the deck, going for walks, whatever, even washing dishes. I do listen to podcasts, by the way, while I'm washing dishes. It just makes having to wash dishes a little more interesting. I hope you're having an amazing summer so far. Enjoy the slower pace and take the time to just be as possible. As for me, I have to get back to packing for our family camping trip. That's what I'm doing next. I am so grateful to be on this Choose Happy journey with you. Thank you for listening. If you haven't signed up yet to be a Choose Happy Insider, what are you waiting for? As an insider, you will receive additional content that is exclusive to members. The podcast is the entry point for choosing happy. Being a member, that definitely brings you all in. The link will be in the show notes. Wishing you a wonderful week choosing happy. Cheers! I hope today's episode empowered you to choose happy as you live your upcoming week. If it did, consider forwarding it to a friend that may benefit from it as well. If you have 30 seconds, please leave a review for the show on your favorite podcast app. It warms my heart to hear the positive impact the show is making in your life. It takes vulnerability and courage for me to show up here every week. I do this because I feel called to share what I learned with others. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. You can purchase your very own Choose Happy affirmation card deck at www.choosehappywithmarie.com. Take good care and see you next week.